All right, let's talk a little bit about doing versus trying, subtlety, and how to make things emulate what you do normally, and to not make things a little more difficult than they need to be. If you look at the masters, the people that have been doing this for a long time, in whatever craft that they do, efficiency or getting from point A to point B as a straight line is always key. You look at a boxer and you're like, how do they get so accurate and how do they get so fast and how they punch? In every part of how they move, they are cutting out all of the extraneous motion or distance. So that leads into subtlety. So self-defense wise, we're talking about self-defense in relation to my proximity to my target or my the opponent, the person that I have to defend myself against. With this, I never want to be this close. I've already lost pretty much here. This is sort of a chest thumping, like whatever, you're looking at my girlfriend or whatever the scenario is. So take that out of it. We'll make another video where we're talking about distance and how to get away from people and that. So in this, if he's already moved, then I'm already behind the curve. So we're going to talk about the initial motion, sort of a quick draw, right? So if I'm in this and I have to produce a weapon, and that doesn't have to be a bladed weapon or a gun, it can be just my hands. So something that we like to play with is just being in this position. Obviously, good practice is as soon as I'm in this position, I have something between me and my perceived target. So I'm always going to have my hands up, like, hey, whoa, 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 chill, 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 chill. Whatever your dialogue is at that time. But I like to practice with my hands down as well as my hands up. Just as Musashi says, let your fighting stance be your normal stance, your normal stance be your fighting stance. So I don't always have to be here. I don't always have to be here. But if I practice from all of those positions, I'm just going to be able to learn how to flow and just be like, oh, I was here, so I moved from there. I was here, I moved from here. I was here, I moved from here, right? So we're going to go through 3 different attacks. If you have a bob, or if you have just paint some dots on a wall that you're not too worried about and that you can touch. It's going to help you. So one is hands are down, and I'm at this point, head sort of down. I'm not like up with my chin open myself, just here, and I just want to go point A, point B, up through the throat. Okay, so here's the trying part. We'll go back to what I was talking about earlier. Trying versus doing. Trying means sort of this loaded, I have to hit him hard. Okay, that is in relation to subtlety. If his eyes are looking for any notion that I'm about to start something and he's on guard, all he has to see is this, and then he's going to be engaged, right? So we want to just come straight up. And then as that comes, that's when the hip starts to load and it becomes much more powerful, okay? So for me, I try to take a breath. This is for training, just to work the drill, just to see how relaxed I can be, how chill I can be. And just let it come out. Just let it happen. Maybe at first I start to breathe so that I sort of release any tension inside, so I'm not like, right? Relaxing. And it just comes out. Okay? So that's one. See how subtle you can get. See how subtle you can be. Meaning I'm not going, right? I'm just... Oh, I missed my target that time, hit him in the chin. I'm going to do a lot of damage there. I'm looking to get under the throat. I'm looking to hit with the top knuckle here. If I hit the thumb, right, it potentially could give me a sprained thumb. Now, you can get into the semantics of the fact that I don't care if I hit him with my thumb or not. If he's choking for air, it gives me time to run, then that's great. If you're looking to get better and more accurate, right here, as I turn that in, it comes straight up under into the trachea. Okay, so okay, so that's one. Number 2 is This is a fun one. One of my buddies taught me, one of my mentors taught me a very, very long time ago. It's a lot of fun. Again, hands are down. So we should step back a little bit. If you're here, okay, so where does that live? There, okay? And you can add whatever you want, whatever weapons you have, whoever you are as a martial artist. 1, 2, 3, like I don't care what it is. But let that come out and play with that practice, okay? So a little bit of a backtrack there. All right, so next one, hands are down. I'm using my right hand, doesn't matter. It's whatever drill you want to come up with. This is just a fun one. This hand's going to come up, this shoulder's going to swing forward. Again, subtle. I don't have to load to come up. That gives him that half a second time ahead of me, right? Action beats reaction. So I'm going to action this. It's going to come up 1. This comes up behind the head, behind the neck. I'm trying to get that nerve bundle along the side of the neck. Get that nice shock value. 1. Okay? As that happens, this hand starts to come up. Boom. This is all in the hip. It's just nice and subtle. 1. This one, forearm, up under the throat. So 1, 2. Notice the rotation. We've talked about this in previous videos. 1, 2, 3 of the hip. So 1, 2. And this is just awesome bladder punch. Now, this target can change. It doesn't matter. What we're talking about is the setup of this. Stun him a little bit on the neck, open up the jaw, opens up the bladder, and then there's that down punch. Things are going to change for whoever you are and wherever you are. Not getting into those semantics right now. 1, straight up the side, right over that shoulder. 1, 2, right? And then that other one, that chambered punch, can come straight down. Now, not straight down, but at that angle into that, using that gravity down into that bladder. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Watch the difference. 1, 2, 3. Notice how I loaded everything? Okay? We just want circular motion. 1 breath, because I can feel myself tense. Stand still. I encourage you to have fun with it, play with it. When I'm here, am I moving him back? Am I being aggressive? Am I on the defense? Where I'm a little bit back on my heels? Training is having been there before. Cry in the dojo, laugh on the battlefield. So if you haven't trained with being sort of on your heels, at a disadvantage sometimes, then you haven't explored that. And it's going to be an awakening to you when you play with somebody who doesn't give a crap what you're doing. Okay? Last one. So this all started from, how do I draw with a shirt covering my concealed weapon? Okay? I'm having a hard time getting at my shirt. It's because you're trying to go too fast. What you need to do is just pick up your shirt. It seems to slow you down a little bit because you're actively going, I'm reaching for my shirt. I'm actively trying to take that shirt and do it, as opposed to just as fast as you can. So you didn't get anything there. So when you take that time in your training for those thousands of repetitions to do what you do every day, when you take your shirt off, when you lift your shirt to get to the seatbelt in the car, you're going to be much faster. If I try and I go really fast, I'm going to miss that more. Yes, practice is going to get you better, but good practice makes perfect or makes better. Just doing it crappy over and over again doesn't get you anywhere. So we're going to reach, pull, and then there's our draw. And for me, it feels slow. But when I video myself, I encourage you to use a video camera to check yourself. I see that, I'm a lot faster than I thought I was. So here, hands up for this one, whatever. I don't care. Hands down for this one. Either one, does not matter. Okay, I'm going to go with hands up just because that's what I've been playing better lately. So 1. I felt tension. I felt like I was trying too hard. I'm going to do, hopefully. tools. Chill, it's good. Am I subtle? Okay? And obviously that drill can turn into whatever you want it to be. It can be a gun, it can be into a kick where you're playing serious offense, all of those things. This is not to say that I'm in a safe area here. If I'm within his range and he's able to touch me, I'm in a much greater disadvantage for whatever tools I need to use. So send no send, or attack the attack, is what we're talking about today. Doing versus trying. And hopefully I've given you some thoughts that you can take into your own training and work on it. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.